Well, hello everyone, welcome back guys. Hope you all are doing well. This is Mohammad Badruddin and today we are going to solve lab number 4 from GraphQL API Vulnerabilities module. Before going further, this little disclaimer as always for you. This video and its content are only for educational and awareness purpose and I do not support any unethical or illegal act. That being said, let's go and we see what this lab is all about. So today we are going to bypass the brute force protection in GraphQL. So the condition here is the user login mechanism for this lab is powered by a GraphQL API, okay? And the API endpoint has a rate limiter that returns an error if it receives too many requests from the same origin in a short space of time. That means if you try unsuccessful login attempts more than 5 times or 10 times maybe in 2 or 3 minutes, it is going to give you an error because the rate limiter is set for the authentication mechanism. So to solve the lab, brute force the login mechanism to sign in as Carlos. So to solve the lab, we need to sign in as Carlos, but we need to brute force, okay? Brute force the login mechanism. Now, because we are going to brute force for the Carlos password, because now in this situation, we know that there is a legitimate user named as Carlos, but we need password and we need to do brute force. So for this, we need a password list that is already given. The link of that password list is already given with the lab. So I already copy and paste these passwords which we are going to use now. Okay, so let's go and we see what we can do. I'm going to enable the burp proxy on my browser. So let's see both of these windows simultaneously. And here, yeah, we are here. Burp suite is enabled. Click on home button and we receive a request. Fine. And when we receive this request, with that we got one endpoint which is GraphQL/v1. So here, as you can see, there is interesting part, but this query actually only calling blog summaries and all blog posts with these fields, okay? Image title. Now we need to focus on the login mechanism, which we will get by clicking on my account, and let's try to 1 2 3 4 5 6. Let's try to log in. So once we log in, you can see we got GraphQL endpoint. And here, if we scroll down, you can see this is the query. This is mutation query, and there is input variable, and it is not going to be null. Okay, so and it is calling only token and success. These are the variable values. Fine, and the data we got here, this success is false. That means we are unsuccessful to log in. And if you see the query here, in a prettier format, you can see like this. Okay, so let's go and I'm going to try more times. 1 2 3 4 5 6, the password. I'm clicking again and again, and as you can see, now we have some message here. You have made too many incorrect login attempts. Please try again in 1 minute. Fine. So that means this is the protection. Now we need to wait for 1 minute, then we can again try. So this is going to make your brute force life a bit difficult, because after every 3 or 4 attempt, it is going to give you this error for waiting for 1 minute. So let's try. This was our first login, but after this login attempt, we took some time. Then we start from here. Okay, so 1. And in the response, we did not get error here. 2, 3, and in the 3rd time, we found this message. Okay, fine. So the thing is, I'm going to copy this URL, going to in QL scanner, and just paste that endpoint. Hit enter. Wait for a moment, and yeah, we get this. So mutation query is there. Expand this. there are two query object. One is change email and the second one is login attempt. So this one was the login attempt. Fine. So now what happened, because whenever we send the query, whenever we send the request for login, every time this query, this complete query is executed. Okay, but what if where is it, what if we try aliases? Because as we saw in the first video that we can call the same name multiple times within the same query by using aliases. So I'm going to copy this query back here, opening new tab, paste that. Now what we can do, if we try something like this, copy and paste it. Now here suppose that there is a password 123456 and here we have the password, let's say ASDF1234, something like this, and the username is Carlos, and here also it's Carlos. Okay, so in this way, but just wait a moment, I did something wrong. Yeah, now it's okay. So in this way, within the same query, we are trying to log in or passing the variables multiple times, right? And within the password text, we can pass all these password one by one by sending this. But the thing is, it is not going to execute. Why? Because it is again and again calling the same name. So I'm going to copy this to just show you that. Back to the proxy, actually make it bigger and send it to the repeater. Go to the repeater, try to send the request again, and this time, because 1 minute is over, so we get the response. Now go to NQL, and instead of that I'm going to paste this. Okay, here we are calling login the same name 2 times. Send this, and as you can see, there is validation error because the field conflicts. So the login field have different arguments. Okay, so I'm going to use the same structure, but I'm going to give aliases to these fields, login fields. And how we can do that? We can just say, let's say attempt 1. Okay, and for this one I'm going to say, sorry, ATTEMPT attempt 2. Now these are aliases because it is going to say, okay, this one is known as attempt 1, this one is known as attempt 2. So let's send this time and let's see what happened. Error. What is the error? Message unknown operation login. Fine, because we need to come here and we need to delete this operation up to this comma. And now you can see the query is same, and send it again. So now as you can see, it tries 2 times. It tries 2 times and it is calling attempt 1 and attempt 2. So in this way, if we are able to pass the password from this whole list, password list, one by one with all the aliases, then it is going to brute force, because it is not going to give you an error. And one more thing we can try, because before we tried to log in 3 times and after that it gave us error that we need to wait for some time. So what I can do, I can try, let's try it. Attempt 3, and this time I'm going to say okay, and 4, and let's say D, and 5th time I'm going to say C, or whatever you want. This is just to test whether if we try this way to brute force, let's see if the application is still detect the brute force or not. So send this again. And wonderful, it is not giving us the error. That means in this way we can bypass the rate limiter for the login mechanism. Okay, so we bypass the brute force protection in the login mechanism. Now the real thing comes into the picture. What there are hundreds of passwords, let's say, and this is very small list. In real time, what list you use, suppose that rocku.txt, it has thousands of millions of passwords. So at that instant, what you will do, if you do manually, it is going to take ages. So we can try something else. Okay, there are too many ways. I'm going to do it with the Python. You can do it as you want. So you can do it from different languages like Java. Okay, you can do it by Bash. It's just up to you. So I'm going to show you, and I'm going to do it from Python. So come here, and let's do it. So user bin env python 3, and I'm going to use two files. File 1 is equal to let's say my file exists in this path, desktop / GraphQL, and inside it there is passwords.txt. Okay, the second file I have file 2, and this file is I'm going to generate it from here. So let's say I'm going to use crunch, minimum limit 0 to 2, and it should use these characters, these numbers. So it is going to generate a list from 1 to 99. Okay, I don't want this 0. I'm going to take it from 1. So copy this and come back here. Let's add one more and paste it here. And I'm going to here put 100 and save it. And I'm going to save it in the same location. Let's say this one, GraphQL IDs.txt. Okay, this is the second file. So back here, and the path is same. Copy, paste that, IDs.txt. Okay, now what I want to do here, the payload, actually if you see closely what we need to create, we need to create this part, okay, and we will create it by changing this value and the password. Okay, because the username is constant, it is going to be Carlos every time, but the password will change and this value will change according to the list. So it will take 1, then it will take the password from the password list. So that's why let's copy this value. Okay, copy that, come back here, and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, back to our work with open, and I want to read file 1 comma read as out file 1. Now this is gonna be passwords is equal to out file 1 dot read dot split with the new line. Okay, and fine, now we can print it. So print print what? Print passwords. So I want to see, come on, I want to see whether I can save as brute force.py. Okay. Similarly, I can read the second file also, paste that. So it is going to be file2, read as out file2, and its name is going to be IDs, and read it from out file2, and now read here IDs. Save it and let's go. We are going to execute that and let's see if the lists are there or not. So cd desktop GraphQL and Python 3 brute force.py. So as you can see, all the passwords are there in a list and all the values for 1 2 3 4 5 6 is there. Okay, so the next part here is generate this payload, this query section. Okay, and how we will do that? We will use for loop, and for I comma password password in zip. I'm going to use zip function. Why? Because what is our need? Our need is to put these two values in a sequence. So it will take one value from the first list, and for password it will take the second value from the password list. In the second time it will take another value from the number list or ID list, and for the password it will take the second password value for the password from the password list, right? So zip function is used to actually combine two or more lists, okay, into a single iterable. Here I need to say IDs comma, these are the list, right? password password. So first list is going to be password, second list is going to be IDs. Fine, and we already tested this, so we don't need that and we don't need that. Okay, semicolon. Now let's say query is equal to, and now here the time comes. If you see the format, okay, here we can put one tab button, then here tab, there is new line. Okay, after this there is new line, so that the format does not change. So here what I do, let's say T, okay, login, password, everything is okay. There we should need one new line and two tabs. Okay, similarly for the success, what we need /tab, new line, come on, new line and two tabs, same like with the token. Okay, and for this also what we need new line and one tab. So this is going to be our query, but we need to put it within this, is that. So now as you can see, these are the regular expressions for tab and new line, and it is red. Now what you need to change, we need to change up to here. Okay, so let's say up to here, then plus, instead of 1 we are going to say I, we put I for this ID. Okay, so we put I plus, and then again start single quote up to here, then instead of this password, I would say plus take this value, password, password plus, and single quote again. It will start from here and all the way. We can actually do like this. Okay, now it's fine. Why? Because it will calculate these two if we do not put here single quote and close this part here and start that part. So we need to close this as separate and close this part as separate. Fine. Now I'm going to say print, and print what? Print query. Save it, hope for the best, and let's try this. So Python 3 brute force.py, and as you can see, attempt number 88, these are the alias, and all the alias have different values and all the passwords have different values, and the username is Carlos everywhere. So now the query is ready. I just want to refresh this, otherwise the lab will be, it's still alive. So we got this, just we need to copy all of this from here all the way up to here. Okay, so copy this, and I'm directly coming to this GraphQL where we pass this query. Now this time within the mutation I just need to paste this. That's it. Our query is there. Okay, just send this and hope for the best. Unknown operation login, very well, because here we need to actually delete this operation login up to this comma, from here up to here. Okay, all good. In QL everything is good. Send the query and boom, we got all the replies, but everywhere you find success is false. So it is a long list. So here the search button come into the picture and you can search true. So the success is true on this attempt 90, because here we do not know what is the password, but attempt 90 we can search attempt 90 here, which is this one. So you can see attempt 90 has password Moscow. Now come back here and go to my account again, Carlos, and the password is MOSCOW, Control C, or just type it MOSCOW, login, finger cross, and we logged in. Wonderful. So as you can see, we are logged in as Carlos and we solved the lab. Now back again to this script. It is up to you and it is up to your thinking. I don't want to take too much time to writing the script, so you can actually save the response and you can automate the whole process with the with this script. You can write the whole script to automate everything. You can generate this query and you can save this query in a file, as I do here, but I do not save it in the file. I just print it, copy it and paste it. So I did it tons of times in the previous modules, like in authentication module, in SQL injection module, access control module. I did it tons of times, so everything will be same. So that's it for this video. I hope you like the content. Please like, subscribe and share. See you in the next video. Bye.